Hey, third graders, it's Mrs. Linderman again. We're going to review a little bit of what we're working on for writing. Remember, in your writer's notebook, you should have a page that talks about what opinion writing is and what our target is, right? Our learning target. On the next page, you copy down a big long list of what makes a strong opinion letter. Because remember, we're going to be writing letters and sharing our opinion. Okay, and all of this information is going to be included. You should already have this copied down. Okay, I want you to turn to the next blank page, and I'm going to ask you to turn your notebook so that your spiral edge is at the top. Okay, and we're going to draw a chart in here. You're going to copy this down, and remember, you can pause the video, right, anytime you need to catch up. So what we're going to draw in here is a chart that's going to help us come up with our ideas of what we're going to write for our opinion letters. Okay, so I want you, if you see that red line across the top, if you just draw on that red line, we're going to make a big rectangle. You're going to use your whole paper. You can just use a pencil. You don't need to get a marker. Okay, so then once you've got your rectangle there, you're going to cut that rectangle in half vertically. Okay, so if you start at the top, you can draw a straight line down. Here's a fun tip. If you put your finger at the bottom and your pencil or marker at the top, your eye can see this finger down here and it's automatically drawn to that. So it's going to be a straighter line than if you didn't have your finger there. Okay, so find the middle spot and draw yourself a line. Okay, and then I want you to do the same thing on each side. So you're going to split each of these boxes in half again. So you're going to end up with 4 columns. Okay, and then we're going to write some letters at the top. Okay, you want these to be a little bit bigger, but not too big. We're going to put the letter R, A, F, T. Okay, that's the word raft. And I'll explain to you in just a minute why that's going to be important for you to have there, because each of those letters stands for something. It's going to help us generate some ideas. Okay, R stands for role. So the role of the writer. Okay, so we're going to write the word role, R-O-L-E. And that just means, who are you, right? You're the person doing the writing, but who are you as the writer? So we're going to put that little definition down here. Who are you? Are you a student writing a letter? Are you a son or a daughter writing a letter? Are you a granddaughter or grandson writing a letter to someone? A stands for audience, right? Who's going to read it? Who are you writing to? Okay. F stands for format. Okay. And there's lots of different formats or ways to write. We could write a newspaper article. We could write a speech. We could write a poem, right? We are going to write an opinion letter. So we're going to write down there, opinion letter. Because that's what we're focusing on in this particular unit. Okay, we're going to write that. And then T, I bet you can guess, stands for topic. Right? What are you writing about? You've got to have an opinion on something. So what are you going to be writing about? And I'll give you some examples. Okay, I want you to draw a line underneath all of that. And we're going to write down some examples. And then you're going to start to think, what could you be thinking about? What do you have a strong opinion of? Is there some kind of, do you want a pet? Is there someplace you'd like to go, like on vacation? Or maybe you just want to go shopping or to the zoo. Maybe you really want something like a trampoline, or maybe you want something for everyone, like maybe you think you should start recycling in your town, or the sidewalks should be shoveled in your town. Okay. Last year in my class, we wrote to our principal. Everybody wanted there to be hooks on the outside of their lockers because all of their winter stuff, right, didn't fit in their locker, and they wanted hooks on the outside. So we wrote opinion letters together to our principal asking for hooks on the outside of our lockers. So we did that all together, and then everybody wrote their own opinion letter on some different topic that they felt very strongly about. All right, so let's write down some examples so that you can see the role, the audience, the format we know is always going to be an opinion letter right now, and then the different topics. All right, so maybe you're a student. Okay, so think about where you usually go to school. Okay, who could you write to at that school? Could be a teacher, could be a principal, it could be another friend, right? Maybe you want to write to your teacher. It's going to be an opinion letter. What is something you would like to try to convince them of, right? Maybe you want it to be pajama day. So you're going to write them a letter on wearing pajamas to school. Maybe you want to go on a field trip somewhere and you want to write about that. Okay. Maybe you want to write about no weekend homework. Okay, and you're going to come up with ideas and reasons why you shouldn't have any homework. Okay, remember we talked a little bit about that the last time. What makes a good opinion letter? We're going to have 3 reasons. So you have to be able to come up with 3 really good reasons that you can share for this particular topic. Okay, so I would be a student. I'm writing to my teacher an opinion letter, and I want to try to talk them into not giving me any homework over the weekend. All right. Maybe you're a son or a daughter, so you can write one or the other. Okay, and maybe you're going to write to your parents or your grandparents. I'm just going to write parents. We know it's going to be an opinion letter. We're not going to change that for this unit. What's something you want to write to your parents about? Oh, I know some of my friends last year wrote about having a later bedtime. Or maybe you want to have a sleepover once it's safe to do that. Or maybe you want to go, like I said, to the zoo or a trampoline for your family, right? So this is your role. This is who you are. This is who you're going to write to, right? We talked about it's always going to be an opinion letter right now. What are you writing to them about? Well, I want to talk them into giving me a later bedtime, but you have to come up with some really good reasons why. Okay, why they should give you a later bedtime. Okay, so you need to make sure you get this all copied down. If you need to pause the video to do that, right, you can do that at any time. You can always go back to this. What I want to make sure you do is that you are copying everything down that I'm asking you to do. Okay, and again today, you're going to fill this in. You're going to take a picture of it, attach it to this assignment, your writing assignment for today, and send it to your teacher. Okay. If you have an idea and you want to start writing down some ideas, you may do that, but we'll talk a little bit more about that this week. All right. So start to think about what are some things you would like to write an opinion letter about. All right.